right. Hey, I got a new countdown there. I kind of like that music in the background. Hey, welcome today. Today is the 21st of March. Today's the first full day of spring. So I hope you're having a great Monday and I hope you're starting your week out strong. Starting the week out strong can include this live recording. So I just say hello to authentic leaders and to delegation masters. Welcome to Authentic Leader Live. Today, I'm going to talk about why micromanagers are so bad at delegation, and then ways for managers to avoid micromanaging. The Authentic Leader Show is the podcast for technology and other industry leaders who are delegation masters and lead high-performing technology teams. Now, in my experience, I find that most managers who micromanage their team are unknowingly doing so. Most micromanagers would say that they aren't micromanagers. You may be micromanaging and not realize it. So, what's so bad about micromanaging anyway? Well, if you're a micromanager, it can feel like you are taking control and ensuring that your team doesn't mess something up. However, if you are a team member being micromanaged, it can feel like your manager is getting in the way of your productivity. It can feel suffocating and insulting. It can make you question, if I'm going to be micromanaged like this, why am I even doing this work? If you didn't know it already, your team doesn't appreciate micromanagement. But today I'm going to help you with recognizing if you are unknowingly micromanaging and how to eliminate micromanaging with confidence. Now, let's be clear about one principle here, because micromanagement isn't the same for everyone on your team, nor is it the same in every situation. What is micromanaging to one team member isn't micromanaging to another. But not recognizing where that line of micromanaging is drawn, it will erode your effectiveness to influence your team. It will generate a lack of respect for you. And in time, your team will not only not go above what they are asked to do, because the risk ends up becoming too high otherwise. Decades ago, I was part of a large management team for an IT department. The senior manager of the department felt the need to micromanage the entire management team the same way. And he did this by randomly quizzing unsuspected manager about their metrics. Now, he would randomly quiz any manager about a specific metric, sometimes in a manager meeting with all of the other managers present. What he was trying to do was to condition us to always know our metric. And I think that most people would agree that that's reasonable enough. People should know, and managers should know their key metric. But it was a tactic used to expose how we were meeting expectations by knowing our key metrics at all times. Needless to say, it was stressful and it didn't work. The stress of having to answer that question was so high that the manager started to confidently reply with some made up number. The number was never checked, and eventually the number became a joke amongst the management team at 6.3. The entire management staff knew that we didn't know our number because we would answer 6.3. But we also knew that anyone who gave that answer would quickly find the real answer, just for fear out of being found out, and may have to answer that question later. So we may need to validate that if we are challenged later. Now, I share this story because it illustrates my points earlier that the senior manager didn't recognize that he crossed the line of micromanaging. His effectiveness to influence the team was eroded because we started to act differently, right? And not in a way that we really should. The team lacked respect for this senior manager because we felt that we needed to defend ourselves all the time. We never knew when we were going to need to defend ourselves. Now, I also watched over time how the management team felt it wasn't worth the risk to go over and above in our roles for risk of being called out. Now, this is the kind of culture. Is it really the kind of culture that you want on your team? No need to answer that because I think we already know the answer. Now, let's get back to the point about micromanaging. Let's get back to the point about micromanaging as it relates to delegation. Earlier, I said that micromanaging isn't the same for everyone, nor the same in every situation. Delegating new work to someone on your team who has never done the work, they need direct instruction from you. They need to know exactly what work needs to be done, how to do the work, where to find or how to access resources necessary to complete the work, who can help them with the work, the benefits of doing the work or the consequences of not. Also getting regular feedback about the progress of the work and meeting the standards that have been established. This isn't micromanaging for someone who is new, who has never done the work. As a matter of fact, they will appreciate it because otherwise you aren't setting them up for success. However, doing that same thing with an experienced team member who has all the skills, knowledge, and experience to do the work and has demonstrated over time that their high standards for results that they have produced for some people on the team. Now, this will be micromanaging. A seasoned team member who knows exactly what to do, how to do it, has done the same work or work very similar to this in the past. They're insulted if you breathe down their neck with direct instruction delegation. And I would say they have the right to. It can be insulting and even create anger in you if someone treats you that way. Now, master delegators recognize how different delegation is from a new person who has never done the work to a seasoned team member. Master delegators understand when to strategically delegate short and small tasks to the in the beginning, as their team member earns the right to be trusted with larger, more impactful work. Master delegators know how to use delegation as a developmental opportunity for their team members to acquire new skills, understanding, and experience. Master delegators increase their influence with their team by being fair and transparent about delegating work amongst the team. Otherwise, being unable to know where micromanagement line is actually drawn, it will erode your effectiveness to influence your team. It generates lack of respect for you. Eventually, your team, again, not only does, they really only do what they're asked to do. And if you use delegation inappropriately, your team may give you 6.3 answers. Are you appropriately delegating your work to your team members? Do you have a delegation strategy to delegate work so that you are developing your team and getting the very best from them? I'd love to talk with you about your delegation strategy. Schedule your free delegation strategy call at ChristopherRJones.com. If you can relate to anything that I shared today, or if you have any questions, put a comment here and I'll respond. You can also DM me or reach out to me through my LinkedIn profile. Next month, I will be hosting a delegation workshop. I'll be giving away all that you need to know to become a delegation master. If you'd like to learn more about this workshop, send me an email, private message me, or leave a comment below and I'll get you all of the details. Connect with me on LinkedIn. You can find me at I am Christopher Jones. You can find more information and other free resources when you go to ChristopherRJones.com. Hey, thank you for joining us today. Please come back next week for another podcast episode. Next week, we'll have another Authentic Leader Live right here on LinkedIn and my YouTube channel.